It's a new look Kings of Rugby as we kick off our season in Division number 2, and our first opponent will be Bordeaux. Hello everyone and welcome to Cornflakes Group, your home of Rugby 18 in the Kings of Rugby career mode, where we start a new season here in Division number 2. Here is the Bordeaux side, and a bit of a promise here with Baptiste and Simon Hickey, the 9 and 10, but have a look at the Kings of Rugby. Evans, Marks, Furlong, Vahamahina, partners of Tolje in the second row, Khaleesi, Underhill, Falatel, Wilkinia, Sexton, that is explosive, Nonu, Smith, the Dolo, Tuisova, and of course Stewie Hogg at fullback for the Kings of Rugby. Here he is, his first touch. Oh, he's a Kings player! What a start there for Hogg. We have a whole new look about the side, and none more explosive than the old firm returning together in a black jersey as well, with Manonu and Conrad Smith coming back together. This is a destructive looking side. Johnny Sexton, one of the best players around the world currently, starting in the number 10 jumper. Dan Carter on the bench. An intercept from Bordeaux has resulted in a penalty for the Kings of Rugby. So I try to work out what we want to do. But why? Why does Stuart Hogg have the ball? Surely Sexton is our kicker. Oh, what a kick as well from Stuart Hogg. My word, that is a mammoth punt. Right into the 22. And of course, our throw into the line out, because that was our penalty. So the Kings Rugby off to a great start here inside the 22 of Bordeaux. And it will be line out to be taken from Malcolm Marks. And taken at the front of the line out. Kenya gets it straight back, and it's there for Toby Falatel. What's advantage to the Kings? Another offside penalty. Wow, an opportunity like this you cannot take for granted. New division, we have to make sure that we take every opportunity to score that we can, and it will be Johnny Sexton to be taking the shots at goal. Yes, there's a bit confused here with Stewie Hogg having the kick for touch, but things have rectified themselves, and it is Sexton with his first shot at goal, and a Kings jumper. Oh, he curves around beautifully and slots it over. Back to halfway, and kicking back off to Conrad Smith. Bordeaux, that's a terrible work there at the back from the Bordeaux fullback. He eventually tricks back there, and Manonu comes across and bulldozes him to ground as well. Now Bordeaux looks to use their backs. We've not seen a couple of players in the black jersey of the Kings of Rugby just yet. There's a breaking away. 1 hour rugby at the moment from Bordeaux. They this time go wide, and it's a good tackle from Conrad Smith. We've got someone there, and Sexton forward, changes his mind. Johnny Sexton's still going. Inside the 22, he's just held up. He offloads Icy to Sebastian Vahamahina. And now he is wrapped up as well, and they decide they will maul this one. Kenya says not on my watch, as he goes to Falatel. And the Welsh Bulldozer at number 8 charges yet again. Kenya, intercepted. Oh, it's been kicked forward. This could be a try. Malcolm Marks, stolen. Thief in the night. How was he onside though? The referee does not argue, and Malcolm Marks scores his first for the Kings of Rugby, and a Springbok hooker gets his name on the score sheet first. Watch this, it was intercepted, tackle was knocked on, it was kicked forward, straight into the hands of Malcolm Marks. Well done. Placement by the hooker. Right place, right time, and I guess at that point, he was onside. And it's now he goes running forward. Yes, well, it's an open play, he's run forward, and it's kicked. Surely he would have to be behind the kicker, even though it was broken play. We won't question it too much. We'll call that one another little glitch in the Rugby 18 radar. Still got to be behind the kicker. And Johnny Sexton could make it 10-0. First try. And the new look Kings of Rugby for Division 2. And Sexton adds another couple. It's 10-0. And it is Bordeaux who is being left behind by this new look Kings of Rugby side. Here is Stuart Hogg, and he has a thunderous punt. My word, that is massive from Hogg. And he chases with his own as well. And all breaking out of one tackle. This is dangerous from Bordeaux. But right there is the Kings' defence. And the Kings of Rugby once again stand strong. Good defensive line. Great offloading as well. But Faletau makes the tackle. Faletau was up. And there's advantage to Bordeaux. There was obviously an offside player from the Kings. And Conrad Smith. Oh my goodness, Conrad Smith has been absolutely wiped out. He's an old guy. Give him a break. Oh my goodness me. He tripped over two defenders and then got absolutely dumped by the Bordeaux hooker. And he's given himself a yellow card as well. And have a look at this. From halfway, it is the Scottish wizard at fullback, Stuart Hogg, who is taking this long shot at goal. Not Sexton, but the big prodigious punt of Hogg will take this one. He's got a strong breeze, holds it nicely, curves around. Oh, that is absolute masterclass kicking from Stuart Hogg. 50 metres, adds another 3. 13-0. And Nemani Nadolo, his man we haven't even spoken about yet. Don't mind who's on the other wing. Here is Khaleesi. Great pass from Khaleesi to Furlong. And looks like could be lost here. The Kings do lose out the ball. And they look to go wide, Bordeaux, but they don't find any way through there. Turnover instantly back. Rob Evans, the big Welsh pop. Well, that is another high tackle. As Vaha Mahina went for a little trot down the left-hand touchline. Have a look at this. Oh, not many people could do that to a big prop. And this time, the Kings of Rugby will once again give the ball back to Stuart Hogg. And he will drill this one long to just short of the 22. They have two players at the sin bin. Oh, that is not good. Not good at all for Bordeaux. They're down to 13 men. And one thing this game really could gain is actually having an animation for when players get sent off. So here comes the line out. It's Malcolm Marks, the first try scorer for the Kings. Here's Vahamina. Vahamina finds the big gaping hole, and the big lock goes straight through it as well. Great work there from the Frenchman. It's here again for Khaleesi. Away to Conrad Smith. He's held up in the tackle, and the gaps close up quickly on Conrad. Looking for a second midfield partner. Oh, is that Conrad? Is he being dismantled again? Oh, he has been, you know. He's been a big chop tackle from around the back of the neck. That is absolutely killer. So the decision now is, do they take 3 more or no? They give to Hogg, and Hogg charges. Stuart Hogg, straight over. That is immense power. And how are Bordeaux not down to 12 players? I don't know. But Stuart Hogg grabs try number 2 for the Kings of Rugby. He only needed the power game for a couple of seconds, and he just bulldozed straight through 6 defenders around. He's a slippery customer. He's grabbed their second try. 2 players in the sin, but I can't quite believe how that has turned out. This is a star-studded now Kings lineup. It was good last season. It's even better this season. And I'd say in future seasons, there's still a lot more talent to come for this side. We did have a bit of a side built up that was costing us about $1.5 million, more than we could afford. That was really something. We had to cut down some costs. So we've managed to stay inside budget. We'll cover that after the game as Nadolo finds a little hole. We've got 2 Fijian wingers, a real mix. And here's Tuisova. Here's the other one. It's Fijian to Fijian. Nadolo to Tuisova. Now they look wide. There's numbers to burn everywhere. Nonu. Nonu straightening. Nonu with the gas. Nonu busting away. Nonu just short. They are 4 metres out. Oh, that is terrible. A blatant offside. And you've got to say, another try is in there beckoning here. Out for Rob Evans this time maybe, but no. Just short, another offside player given to Sexton. Sexton going all the way. Rob Evans to Jonathan Sexton. The Welshman to the Irishman. And those two, look at them, side by side, brothers in arms at the Kings of Rugby. Will Guinea went to a very flat, very fast running Jonathan Sexton, who doesn't barge off many players in his time, but at that pace from that deep, look at Evans, he got smashed. Watch Sexton here, he really hit this ball at pace and showed his way forward, looked to offload, then noticed he didn't even need to. He is try scorer number 3 for the Kings of Rugby. And Bordeaux looks like are back to possibly a full complement of players after being down to 13 at one point. The wind has somewhat calmed here for Sexton. As he chops that one over. We've got a minute and a half left to go. It's 27-0. Kings of Rugby over Bordeaux. And once again, we're at the situation where not many teams are going to challenge the Kings as they are. Ma'anonu has a bit of a drive and no one's really wanting to help him out, so Bordeaux turn it over. And oh, that is a great tackle there. A pick and go. And a great pick and go too for the Bordeaux number 8. It's turned over and it's fired straight back to Stuart Hogg, who smashes this one into the tunnel. Wow, what a kick there from Hogg. He's absolutely pinpoint smashed that straight into the player's tunnel. Well, have a look at that left side of your screen. You can see it is the open side flanker and outside centre for Bordeaux that have suffered the yellow cards. They're lucky not to have got at least one more as well. As for the Kings of Rugby, it's try-mania. 3 tries, 3 conversions, 2 penalties, and just 14 tackles has set them nicely instead for their opening game. We'll look to get one more try, get their bonus point in the bank, and shut these Bordeaux boys out of the game. If they can keep 15 on the field, they could be a bit of a matchup for us, but the way they're played, it's a bit too aggressive for this referee. Second half, ready to go. 27-0 to the Kings. Well, Stuart Hogg has taken quite a liking here to this general play kicking, and he's kicking this one off. My goodness, Finn has gone so high, and it's well taken, but Tuisova is more onto it, and he's turned the ball over. Here's Khaleesi straightening up. Oh, no! Finn looked a bit high to my liking there on Khaleesi. Here is Faletau out to Furlong. Oh, tight Furlong. Look at the big man go.
Ball's free.
Aggressive run there from the Irish prop. Away to Sexton, in the tackle, gets past to Nonu. Rob Evans is out there, Tuisova! We've seen what this boy can do! We've ironed him out for one match last season! Tuisova through the ball, and Tuisova will score! Great try for the Kings, and Tuisova shows his class against Bordeaux! Yes, we loaned him in for one match last season, and he had glimpses of what he could do. And this is the full showing of his power and pace. Wow, what a destructive combination Nadolo and Tuisova are going to be for the Kings of Rugby this season. Extraordinary from the big winger. And that's one way to get your first bonus point in Division 2. 32-0, Kings over Bordeaux. And Jonathan Sexton, he's got a real learning to get from this Kings side as well, with Dan Carter sitting on the bench. Those two combining would be an absolute force, and there's a good chance this season we are going to see the combination, oh my goodness, of the World Cup winning 10, 12 and 13 from the All Blacks. Here's Conrad Smith, great work from him, finding Rob Evans, who sits on the shoulder of Conrad Smith, and away goes Rob Evans! What a run! Extraordinary run from the prop. Fired out now, wide to Nadolo. Oh, he's cut down, great tackle. It's there for Will Guinea, who spots ample room on the short side. Will Guinea, oh, he's just been taken out. Just as he put that grubber through. Great work there. Just slowing it down from Bordeaux. Box kick in place. And Hogg is backing up here for Tuisova, who turns and charges. Tuisova! Another strong run from the Fijian winger. Looking to go out to the other Fijian winger here as it's come back to Underhill, who impressed in his loan spell as well. And we've got him straight back. Guinea again spots room on the short side. Maroa Tolje. the English sensation. Furlong away to Tuisova, who's on the wrong wing, but he doesn't care. He beats defenders for fun. Now it's out to Sexton. Trips his way out of one, offloads brilliantly to Ma'anonu. Still going here, and there's a knock on. Well, players getting in the way of each other, was it? Let's see. It was Rob Evans. Well, I don't see where the knock on was there. Referee, well, he's seen something I couldn't see, that's for sure. But Bordeaux have got the feed to the scrum, and this is the first scrum we're going to see of this new looks Kings pack. So let's see if these chaps have got it within them to be as dominant as the Kings of Rugby were last season. Here's the put-in. And Will Genia, he is a nuisance around the scrum, around the set piece, around the breakdown. And look at this pack. Look at this from the Kings of Rugby. They are monsters. Absolute monsters. Guinea has got it. Goes short side to Nonu. He's got Sexton. Sexton straightens things up. Sexton's still going. Great run from Jonathan Sexton. Guinea is right there. Advantage for offside. Look at those possession stats. Absolutely dominating. Here's Saya Khaleesi. Khaleesi over halfway. It's all the Kings Rugby as Guinea picks and goes. Takes one defender out. Fahamahina goes back towards the gap. Fahamahina still going as well. This is devastation from the Kings of Rugby. The ball squirts backwards. I don't know what's happening here at all, but the referee has called it back as the ball has a mind of its own. And it goes backwards from the point of the penalty. Now Hogg is going to look to put this in touch right in the corner. Hogg, oh yes he does. Magical kicking from Stuart Hogg. He's absolutely dominating with his raking boots. And it's a huge advantage for the Kings of Rugby as well. So they look front and they look back, and where are they actually going to go? They don't really know. There it goes to the back. Now Guinea has it. Oh, Guinea is poleaxed to the ground. It's here for Khaleesi instead. Fahamahina goes wide. Sexton gets the ball. Sexton with some speed, but it's going to be tight. Furlong running to the corner. Oh, what a special one. Furlong scores it with no defenders in sight. Big run for the big fella. And he scores the Kings try. What is that? Number 5. This was great. The width of the ball very quickly through everyone. There was Sexton, and he'd seen Furlong. Furlong still had Tuisova outside him. Look at the salute to the crowd. I got one, boys. I got one already. This was clinical, Kings. You've got to love watching it. Quick hands to the forwards as well. Fahamahina did very well, but that pass from Sexton was absolutely top draw. And that gave so much space, so much time and room for Furlong to put the finishing touches on. And the support he still had. Here is the man that sent that last pass away to his tight head prop. Beautiful to watch. Sexton yet to miss one, and it'll stay that way as well. 41-0. Bordeaux have come, and they have been smashed by the Kings of Rugby. Well, no one's waiting to pick this up, which is a bit of a concern. Conrad Smith puts a serious face on and eventually gets it away as they come out wide, and once again, it's the big boys. Rob Evans doing the work. Fahamahina trying to find someone with speed. Marks back to Khaleesi. Keeps it alive for Atolje. And it's all the big fellas here at the moment doing the work as it slowly breaks down, but the offloads are still coming. Rob Evans once more finding room. Now it's Tuisova, and Tuisova goes. It's there for Will Genia. It's advantage as well as Sexton goes to Nonu. Nonu gets advantage over as he shrugs off 2 defenders. It's still there for Genia. Genia goes to Conrad Smith, who gets his wee reels rolling, and he trucks up another couple of metres. It's quick ball to Khaleesi. Marks as the South African skipper. I know that's a very high tackle and a very malicious tackle as well. Let's have another look at that. Yes, that was a bit nasty there. Bordeaux number 8 had a decent game by his own standards, but that one will definitely go down as a bit of a nasty one. It was a yellow card as well, their 3rd of the match. as the hands are quick here from the Kings of Rugby. Look at this. This is magical, and it's Malcolm Marks who's out there. He beats one tackler. Oh, look at this from Malcolm Marks. Almost finds it in field as well. Still offside penalties coming the way of the Kings of Rugby. Here's Furlong, and look who he's got. It's only Vahamahina. He's looking for someone with a bit of speed. He finds, oh, he doesn't. It's the Marty Nadolo who couldn't catch it. It's so cold out there. And the ball goes into touch for full time. Missed chance for Nadolo to make his mark on the opening game, but he'll have plenty more chances to do that as we have a pile of fixtures to go through this season. That is a comprehensive win for the Kings of Rugby in their first outing. Let's have a look at some stats and how these boys travelled today. 41-0, 5 tries to zip. There was a big defensive effort needed from Bordeaux, and to be fair, they failed the test. 3 yellow cards definitely is going to cripple any side throughout 80 minutes. 5 tries, 5 conversions, 2 penalties, only 16 tackles from the Kings. That is not much to do in the tackling department. Dominance from the outset as we start to struggle last season at the end. Now we've got a fresh bunch of players. We are looking to dominate once again. Alrighty folks, welcome back to the Kings of Rugby series. I hope you enjoyed that first match in Division number 2. We have destroyed Bordeaux, who sit, well, aptly down at the bottom of the table alongside Benetton in 5th and 6th. But something of note to look out for here is Gloucester have followed us up from Division 3. So we faced Gloucester last season twice and had 2 very, very good matches. One of them was a close game. The other one was an absolute bugfest. Check that out, the final episode of the 3rd Division. That's last season. If you want to see something just completely crazy go on in Rugby 18. We've also got the Dragons. We've got Edinburgh. And, of course, Benetton and Bordeaux. In the division with us, we have 12 matches throughout the season. And interestingly enough, we also have our playoffs as well. So we'll have a look at the schedule here. You can see we go through our matches. Here we go. We've got semi-finals and a final. So I guess top 4 is all you need to get a place in the playoffs. You don't need to finish first to promote. Nope. We have playoffs now. So there you can see we've only got 6 teams. So 2 of them are going to miss out. Is a bit unlucky unless there's something I'm missing here with the way that these semi-finals work. But I can't imagine it at all. Pool 1, number 1 pool. It's only 6 teams. Not worth it. But what you really want to see before we wrap up is the team. So let's take a look at the team now. You may have noticed a lot of these guys throughout the squad as we played that last game. Let's have a little look at the players we have signed for the season. You can see we've done it so well. We have $1,313 left in the bank following these signings. So, yep, we pushed it right to the limits. We had a really good side, but we were about $1 million over budget, so I had to cut it back a little bit. But we have no more than 2 players from a nation, if I'm not mistaken. We also have, wow, how many nations representing? I think 9 nations represented in this side. So, Rob Evans, the Welshman, Malcolm Marks, the South African, and Tide Furlong, the Irishman. Sebastian Vahamahina from France, Maro Toge from England, Sarklisi also from South Africa. There's our 2 South Africans in the side there. Got Sam Underhill, another Englishman. There we go, bang, bang. The 2 Englishmen are done. And, of course, Toby Faletau is our 2nd Welshman. Will Gannier is our token Australian, and Jonathan Sexton rounds out our 2 Irishmen. Here we go. Here he is, Joshua Tuisova is our 1st Fijian, and then we have Ma'anonu and Conrad Smith. Yep, the old firm are back. Conrad, not quite what he used to be, but it's still nice to see those 2 together in midfield. You couldn't have one without the other. So that took our wage bill down quite a little bit, actually, having someone as crappy as Conrad in midfield. But there you go, that is the 2 New Zealanders in the side. We have our 2nd Fijian in Nemani Nadolo, and then finally we have Stuart Hogg from Scotland, our only Scotsman in the side this season. That is our starting 15. Pretty much the cheapest players I could buy in covering positions. Fill out the reserves. Quinton McDonald, reserve hooker. Then we've got Anthony Busquets as a prop reserve. And of course, Anton Guliman, our 2nd prop reserve, still at the side. We've got Lewis Wynn covering, well, 2nd row, flank, and number 8, as well as Peter Saeli, 2nd row, flank, number 8. Those 2 guys can cover all of those positions themselves. We've got Villiers still at the squad. I guess scrum half replacement. and possibly centre replacement if required, because we still have Daniel Carter in the squad. Now, yes, we wasted money having an 82 rated guy still in the reserves, but I just wanted to put Carter, Smith, and Nonu together once more, or Carter, Nonu, Smith at 10, 12, 13. So this is going to happen at some point throughout the season. And of course, finally, the original king himself, Makazola Mapimpi, still there as our reserve winger. So Willie LaRue's got a lot of work to do. He's really covering 9, 12, 13 and 15 in this squad. But I mean, Carter could play centre if we needed, and we could mix the side up any way we want. So I mean, we've got pace to kill at the moment, and of course Tui Sova can move into the centre as required. We've got plenty of options throughout, so a lot we can do with this side, but boy, it looks absolutely smashing, this team. So that is the starting 15. What do you guys think of it? A nice little distribution of all nations in the side. Some real superstars, but there's even better still to come in future as well. So that is all you have to look forward to in Division 2 this season. To wrap things up here today, next up we are up against Edinburgh. So they have, got 1 point, so a close loss, yes, to Gloucester, 28-26. So that should be interesting to see how we go against the Edinburgh boys. You can see they're only 71 rated. So much like we were last season, I think we were 72. So that should be interesting to see how these teams can catch up, and whether Gloucester has actually improved and what the other sides are, Benetton and the Dragons, offer in place of ratings. That is me for today. Hope you've enjoyed the opening match of Division 2 with the Kings of Rugby. I'll see you all again for our second game and the full season. Until then, thanks for tuning in and watching, and I'll see you for Edinburgh. Until then, take care.